Hi everyone, today we are continuing on with our read aloud of Home of the Brave. We're starting with the chapter called Grocery Store. The next afternoon, Hannah invites me to visit the grocery store with her. Her mother, she calls a foster, has asked her to buy some food for dinner. We take another bus to a place of many cars in neat rows. By the time we get there, the sun has already said goodnight. That's it, Hannah says. Safeway. There isn't enough food in the world to fill such a building, I say. Now let's pause. Imagine being from a village where you hunt and grow all of your own food. Just think about what Keck's going to feel when he sees his first grocery store. Wow. I follow her inside. She grabs a shiny cart. You don't pay for this fine cart? I ask. You just borrow it, she explains. The grocery store has rows and rows of color and light, of easy hope. Hannah moves down the aisle, but I stand like a tree rooted firm, my eyes too full of this place with its answers to prayers on every shelf. Hannah glances over her shoulder. You okay? She asks. I reach out and touch a piece of bright green food I've never seen before. And then I begin to cry. Hannah rushes to my side. It's okay, she says. We can leave if you want. She takes my hand, and we leave the empty cart and go outside. We sit on the icy bench and wait for the bus. A car whooshes past. Its lights cut the gloom like the eyes of a great cat prowling for food in the moonlight. The story I tell Hannah on the way home. In our tent in the camp, a baby was dying. Flies teased her eyes, and her arms hung like broken sticks. Her mother was not much older than I am. All day long she whispered to the baby, drink, drink, drink. All day, all night, we couldn't sleep for the sound of it. But the baby had been hungry for too long, and the bottle went untouched, and after a while, the mother stopped rocking and went silent. When the baby died, she covered her child with a feed sack, and she said to no one. I told her to eat. Why wouldn't she eat? When I'm done with the story, I stare out the window at the sunless world. Hannah stares with me. This time, she's the one who cannot find any words. Library. Miss Hernandez and Mr. Franklin take us to the school library twice a week. It's filled with books on shelves, climbing to the ceiling like little buildings. Each book is like a door waiting to be unlocked. Today I sit at a table, but I don't pick a book to read like everyone else in my class. Today, I don't know why, feels like the day at the grocery store. Today, I'm thinking of how my mother always wanted to learn to read, to own a book, to open one of these magical presents and see what's inside. Miss Hernandez shows me a book about cows. She asks me to find a picture of a cow like Gull, but I tell her I don't feel in a library mood today. That's okay, she says. I know how that goes. It's just so hard to choose, I add. There are so many books, and where I come from there are hardly any. Miss Hernandez nods. I felt that way a lot when I first came here. Once I went to the mall and ended up hiding in the corner of a clothes store. It was just too many lights, too many clothes, you know? I still feel kind of funny at movies. Have you been to a movie yet? I shake my head. Not one of the big movies, but I did see a little one. On the flying boat. I went to a grocery store, though. I whisper the last word. Cry. Miss Hernandez pats my hand. It's just too much sometimes, isn't it? When you had almost nothing, and when you know that many people still have so little. I don't know what to do with it all, I say. I kick at a chair leg. To have all this food and all these books and all this freedom, I feel sort of, I don't know the word, too lucky. It's a big gift, she agrees. I reach for the cow book. My father would have liked this book, I say. I'd like to hear about your family, Miss Hernandez says. I think for a minute. My father was a fine singer, I say. Tell me more, Miss Hernandez says. And I do. Think about how this chapter might add to some of our thinking about Keck. and where Keck's at and adapting to America and the theme. Some strong things happening. Going up. Time passes, the kind they call weeks. I have a little money from my job. I have to make myself believe that a crumpled piece of green paper means something, means anything. In my old world, it was easy. You could know a person's wealth by counting his cattle. Hannah and I take the bus to a giant store filled with many things to buy. I've promised her I will not get upset this time. I want to buy my aunt some new dishes. There are stores within stores here, and music and food. It's bright and big with toys and chairs, TV machines and t-shirts. What do you call such a place, I ask. The mall, Hannah replies. I follow her to a huge, shiny store. I've herded cattle for hundreds of miles with only the stars to guide me, but I'm certain I could never find my way out of this place. Hannah takes me to two magic silver staircases, one going up, one coming down. I watch as the stairs melt away, then reappear. It's just an escalator, she says. No big deal. Come on. I shake my head. They had these at the airport, but Dave let me take the stairs instead. Is there another way to climb? She laughs. Well, there's an elevator. That would be a better way, I think. Okay, but you've got to promise me you'll try it next time. It's fun, Hannah says. So are elevators. The elevator is hiding near a row of puffy white coats, like clouds with arms. Hannah pushes a button. We wait. A bell dings, and then the doors vanish. I follow her into the little room waiting for us. She pushes another button, then zoom! Up we fly. I think I left my stomach downstairs, I say. Hannah smiles. Told you it was fun. So Keck is going to buy new dishes for his aunt. Think about a characteristic that might describe Keck for us with that evidence, right? That he's worked hard to buy dishes to make it up to his aunt. What characteristic are you thinking? How could we describe Keck?